Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Alex, Comic Reporter. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. I've got a really exciting unboxing to do today. CGC unboxing, and I have not looked at the grades. I'm really excited to see what these three books got. Hopefully you're ready. Here we go. Wanted to give a huge shout out to Paul from Midwest Comic Man. He's my presser and he does such a great job. I actually sent him these books months and months ago. He pressed and cleaned these and a few others. I took them back from Paul and enjoyed them in my collection. I was fully intending to submit them to CGC, but it never seemed like the right time. Now that there's no cons going on and CGC is not accepting books at comic conventions, I thought this would be a very opportune time to submit these to CGC, and it actually was. The turnaround time was great. As you all know, it takes a little time for CGC to actually receive the package and input it into their system, and that's when it's officially declared received. But they received the books on March 26th, and they shipped the books on April 6th. So it was a really quick, nice turnaround, and I really appreciated that. And actually, these were the modern books, and I've got a value tier of 9 other books that are actually in grading right now. They were received at the same exact time as these modern books. So as you can see, this box is not open. It's completely sealed. I have not looked at the grades on the CGC website. Usually what I do is I'm checking hourly, daily at the CGC website in my submission to find out when they're graded and what the grades are. So for this video, I've not checked any of the grades. There's 3 books in here. They're all modern tier books. I did the fast track shipping on them as well, or fast track grading. I would really be surprised if these books were under a 9.0 because I've bought, sold, upgraded, and tried to pick out the best ones that I could possibly get, finding them all locally, not buying any of these books online. So the plan right now is to go upstairs, have my wife open this box and cover up with blue tape every single spot, all 3 spots, on the case that there would be grades showing. So we're going to look at the books together and see what grades these got. I'm going to give you my predictions as we're looking at them together, and I'm going to peel off the blue tape and find out what the grades are. Okay, so mission accomplished. All books and grades have been covered up. And so the first one is the Uncanny X-Men 266. I'm going to take it out of the sleeve right now. Still kind of leery about looking towards those areas where the grades are, just in case I can see through any tape. That's why there's like double tape on that one. Okay. So what I'm seeing here as I look at this book is pretty darn amazing copy of this book. I see a little bit of something right in this top corner. It's not a color break, but it's a little bit of a bend. All along the top edge is nice. I see maybe a little something right where the corner box and the cover meet, right in this area too. It looks like an indent of some sorts, but the light is not really catching it, so it could honestly be on the case, or a reflection of the case. And the spine looks incredible on the front. So I'm going to show this to you guys. There's the spine. That corner is beautiful up there. Jeez Louise. I know I have heard that they are tough on this book. But let me look at the back now. Okay, I see some... It's pretty clean. I don't know how this would translate. Very, very sharp corners. It's really hard to see any kind of indents or anything on the... Being that they are very, very tough on this book, maybe there's a little bit of blunting in that corner, but it's still a sharp, like almost like a blunting color loss. Not quite sure how to explain that in that corner. There may be a few dings in the back that, but they're not really color breaking. It's a nice white back too. So I'm gonna guess, being that they're tough on this book, I would love a 9.8 on this thing. But being that there's maybe a little bit of dent up here and maybe a few on the back, I'm going to go with the conservative. Like, I want to say 9.6, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 9.4 just because they're super tough on this book. Here we go. Let's try it out. Holy crap! A 9.8. That is so awesome. Paul from Midwest, don't doubt the man. He can do it. 9.8 on the Uncanny X-Men. They're tough on this book, right? Aren't they tough on this book? So I'm taking off all of the... That is awesome. That's like vindication, because sometimes I think, and you know, it serves me right. It probably serves me right. I buy, if I see Uncanny X-Men in a 2.0 and it's $10 in a shop, I'm gonna buy it. If I see another book that has spine ticks all up and down, but it's Amazing Spider-Man 300, it maybe say the cover is detached, and it's Amazing Spider-Man 300. If I find it in a shop, I'm gonna buy it. But sometimes I think that labels me as a low-grade collector. But I will tell you guys, I do have some high-grade books and some high-grade raw books, and so this is kind of just validation, vindication, in that I do know how to pick up and collect high-grade stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm really, really happy to have an Uncanny X-Men 266, first appearance of Gambit, one of my favorite X-Men characters of all time. Really excited to have that in a 9.8, but if I watch back my reaction, if I could edit out my corny reaction, I would, but then it wouldn't be genuine. Looking on the CGC census right now, there's actually 15 9.9s, which is the highest grade of this book. There are 2,465 Blue Universal 9.8s. There are 407 signature series, and then there are 6 total restored copies. So for a total of 2,878 copies of this book in 9.8, whether they're Universal, Signature Series, or Restored. Using the most recent sold data on GoCollect.com, I found that a direct edition copy of a 9.8 Blue Label sold for $350 this month, April of 2020. So this book in 9.8 is probably fair market value around that $350. Okay, next book up is the New Mutants 87. I'm going to once again take it out of the sleeve. So in my opinion, this was the highest grade out of all of the books that I sent in. I really think, based on my memory, that this book was really, really flawless. So if there was any 9.8s, it was going to be this book. But let's check it out together and see what our thoughts are again. So as I'm looking at the book, the top corner, or the top part of this book, is very, very sharp. I mean, that sucker looks like it was just cut at the production last week. The corners on the top are extremely sharp, wonderful corners. And then along this edge, I do not see any issues, anything at all along that edge. It's a really sharp edge on that side. Very sharp, nice bottom. The book itself, all along the book, looks completely flat. Really, really wonderful. That bottom corner looks fantastic. So everything about this book looks fantastic on all 3 of those sides. Now looking at the spine, I do see actually a little bit of something right by the price. Yep, couple dings there. Couple dings along the spine, but other than that, it looks really good. So actually, this one may be a little bit lower grade than what I thought it was. Now looking on the back is very, very clean. The top is sharp. The spine is really, really clean and looks great. The bottom looks fantastic as well. So now, rethinking my thoughts about this book, I think that those stress lines there by the price may bring it down to about a 9.4 or 9.6. So that's what I'm going to guess, probably a 9. Gosh, it may have gone all the way down to a 9.4. Really, really hope not. I thought this was the highest grade book in this collection. So without further wait, here we go. 9.4 maybe? 9.8. Another 9.8, as you saw. Kind of contained my kind of contained my reaction just a little bit to not freak out. But I did not expect another 9.8. This is a great, great copy of this book. Wow, white pages, first appearance of Cable. That's the first appearance of Gambit, first appearance of Cable now. And so very, very happy to have another 9.8 in the collection. I've had several copies of both books, but to get these both in 9.8s is just stinking awesome. Now looking at the census data, I see that there are 5 copies in 9.9. There are 3 universals and then 2 signature series. In 9.8s, there are 1,637 9.8 universal. There are 300 signature series in 9.8, and there are 2 total restored copies for a total of 1,939 copies in 9.8. On GoCollect.com, the most recent sale for a 9.8 was March of 2020, and that was for $350. So both books in a 9.8 are around that $350 mark. And the third and final book for this submission is New Mutants 98, and to be completely honest, this was the lowest graded book, in my opinion, when I sent it in. So let's have a look at this book and see what I got. So I'm taking a look at the front cover. There is a little bit of a rounded corner up here on this side, and there's a little bit of color loss. I'm not sure if that's due to printing or what. This side of the book looks pretty good. Nice and sharp. There is a little bit of a ding right there on this bottom corner. And the bottom edge looks very, very nice. There's a ding right there by Captain America's head, as you can see. Then going up the spine, looks like a little bit of something on Boom Boom's glasses, and then another right there on Cable's shoulder or collarbone area. And then looks pretty good on the front cover as far as the cover is concerned. And I saw a few things on the back as well. Maybe a little ding right here. You can see that ding right in that area right there. And then maybe a small one up above the staples. So honestly, this is looking more like that 9.0, 9.2 range to me. Just going to take one more quick look at it. Kind of hoping for above a 9.0 on this book. Really don't want this one in an 8.5 or an 8.0, but we will see. Honestly, I don't know what those defects are going to do to this book. But I'm seeing 2 color breaking dings on the back. Little issue there on that. So that's 3, maybe 4 or 5. So I'm hoping for a 9.0 or a 9.2. Let's see what CGC thought. A 9.4. Hey, that's not bad at all. That's pretty good. 9.4. So really excited to have a 9.4 on this book. Would have loved the triple 9.8s today, but honestly this one is not deserving of that. And if it got a 9.8, it probably would have been red flags. So happy to say that this one is probably graded pretty correctly. Looking at the CGC census, there is actually one 10.0. Could you imagine getting a 10.0 on a New Mutants 98? Talk about a Grail book or a huge payday. And then 9.9, there are 12 Universal and 1 Signature Series. For 9.8, there are 3,117 Universal, 9 qualified, and then 529 Signature Series and 5 restored, for a total of 3,660. I'm going to skip down past the 9.6s. So for 9.4s, there are 2,696 copies in Universal, 18 in qualified, 518 in Signature Series, and 6 in restored, for a total of 3,238 copies in 9.4. There are actually 18,542 CGC copies of the first appearance of Deadpool. The most recent sale on a 9.4, according to Go Collect, was this month, April of 2020, and it went for $290. Overall, I'm really happy with the grades and the turnaround from CGC. Now, I did fast track these, but for them to receive it on March 26th and turn it around and get it to me by April 9th is really fast. I've got 9 more books at CGC, so I'm really excited to do another video probably next week on more books, 9 more books. So for these 3 books, the surprise was, of course, getting the 9.8 on the Uncanny X-Men 266. I really had no idea what condition that book was. Maybe the top expectation was 9.4, 9.6. I would have been happy above a 9.2. But to get a 9.8 was really ecstatic about that. And then the New Mutants 87, I thought it was a high grade. I knew it was a high grade, but to get a 9.8 on that was just really nice to see. Happy to see that that copy that I really selected was in that perfect condition. And then to get a 9.4 on the New Mutants 97, the first appearance of Deadpool, was also a nice surprise. I knew there were some issues with that book, kind of holding off on grading it because of those issues, but to get a 9.4 was really satisfying as well. And that does it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you were surprised about, what you thought about these books. If there's information that I provided that you really liked, let me know down below. If there's information for a future unboxing that you would like to have me include, let me know also down below. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, I would encourage you guys to hit that subscription button, hit that bell to be notified. Also share with your friends. This channel and this community is really growing, and I really do appreciate all the support. Like I said, I've got 9 more books being graded at CGC right now, and they should be back to me within a week or so. And I've also got another big book off of my 2020 want list, so really excited to share those things with you all. And thank you all so much for watching. With that being said, I will talk to you all on the next one. See ya. Bye.